So I'm about to head out on my next round of knitting trips. But before I do that, I thought it was time to catch you up on what I have been working on this month. WIPs, finished objects, and future project plans, although not necessarily in that order. So let's get started. Hello and welcome back to the Knit Life Oils YouTube channel. So it is the middle of April and it is time to do a little project check-in. So we are going to start with finished objects and then we'll do some WIPs and future project ideas. So I'm going to start with the one you guys don't know about yet. So one night I was scrolling on Ravelry and I found this really awesome pattern. It's called the No Flake headphones. I will put the link in the caption of this video. But I was looking at it and I was like, wait, would this solve my problem? So for the last couple of weeks, probably a couple of months even, I've been looking for new headphones. And this has become a really big problem because I love my headphones and I don't actually want new headphones. But they're 10 years old, which means they're kind of falling apart and the technology is really outdated and all of the things. So, but the earpieces are definitely flaking. And I was like, okay, so what if I make these? So they were super simple to make and I just followed the pattern easily. And look, they're so cute. So this only took like, you knit for 3 inches. So I don't know, like 30 yards or so. It was not very much yarn, of DK weight yarn. And this is Color Story DK in the, it's not Orchid or African Violet. Is it lilac? No, it's the light purple. Okay. Apparently it has escaped me at the moment. So look how cute though. I love them. They're absolutely adorable. And it solved the problem of the flaking and I have had no issues with them. And sometimes I have issues with yarn against my skin, but I haven't had any issues so far and I have worn them several times. So yay! Yay for quick, simple projects that solve a problem. Okay, so that is one finished object. I also finished some other finished objects that kind of go together. So this is my Color Story DK Grid Gambit. So the white yarn is natural and the background color is the Unicorn Mini sampler set. So watch this. Look at this. It's so cute. I've already worn it a couple times and I just love it. I was a little bit worried in the middle that so I started with the lighter colors and then was going to go into the darker and there's like 10 colors. And so at first I was like, okay, well, I don't know if it's going to use up enough yarn. So in the end, I ended up using like 7 colors and at the beginning, it was really light. So you start on this corner, and so it was really light. And I was like, okay, I don't know how this is going to work with the rest of the colors. And then by the time I got to the end of the lighter colors, so 5 colors in, I was like, oh no, now am I going to mess it up with the darker colors? But I didn't. It looks beautiful, and I love it. So that is one Grid Gambit cowl. So this is my second one. And then this is my third one. So I now have 3 Grid Gambit cowls. So this one I actually bought outfit components, I guess is the word. I bought a skirt and stuff to go with this. And I have a whole outfit planned for the After Dark party at H&H. And that goes with this cowl. So I had to get this done. So the teal is Mr. Blue Sky from Junie and Sai. And the rainbow color in the back is a pink, purple, and blue variegated, and it's held double. And it's a fingering weight yarn I got from Stitch Stuff yarn last year at H&H, and I'm so excited to show it to them. They're going to be so excited, and they have a booth again, and so it's going to be really fun. Anyway, so those are the Grid Gambits. They are done. I actually don't have any more Grid Gambits on the needles right now, which, that's new. That hasn't happened, like, all year. So anyway, those are the finished objects for the month. So let's look at the WIPs. So I don't have very many active WIPs right now. I'm kind of in a transition. thing because I've been trying to finish stuff up to wear on my trips. And this is one of those. So this is my clam bake poncho that comes from the book Cozy Coastal Knits. Ooh, look at how pretty that is on camera. Which is a book by my friend Roseanne Fleischner. And so this is the second part. So it goes, there's two pieces and they're just both long rectangles and then you seam them at the shoulders. And I've been a little bit like timid because it's the rectangle's not quite long enough. I don't think it's going to hit at the right spot on me. I think it's going to be a little bit short. But then I was talking to Roseanne the other day and she's like, you should just add a cable at the bottom. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. So I have about 80 rows left, I think, which when you look at how long this is, it's actually not very many, which makes me feel great. But I have about 80 rows left, and then I think I'm going to do some finishing on it. I did not follow directions very well, so the neck portion doesn't have an I-cord on it, and so I think I'm going to use the other purple, because I do have a little bit of it left, to do an I-cord around the neckline. And then I think I am going to try to add a cable to the bottom, and we'll see if I have enough yarn for that. So I am bringing the extra yarn and the scale with me on my trip to New York this week, and so we will see if I can make some progress or figure out what is happening with this, because I get back from New York and we leave for exchange in like 7 days. So it will need to be blocked when it gets home. So hopefully we can figure this out somehow. That would be great. Okay. So that is my clam bake poncho. And then this is kind of teetering on the edge of a future project / a whip, but I guess I did cast it on today, so I guess we can count it as a whip. So this yarn is from Bad Sheep. It's called Winter Sunrise, and I'm doing a new collaboration with them where I have my own favorites page, which is all of my favorite yarns that they have on their site in one page. So I will put the link to that in the caption of this video also. But what's really cool is I am redoing my free patterns using this yarn, and so this is a sample for that. I was trying to figure out how I was going to make a sample and do videos all at the same time, and with traveling and all of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a sample straight so that I have photos and I can work on the pattern, and then I'm going to make a second pair. They might be shorties on the leg. But I'm going to make a second pair, and then I will make videos for you, and we will have full sock videos and full sock tutorials and all of those fun things. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, so then on to the future projects. So I'm really excited about both of these, actually. These are not for events because I have a pretty big gap in the summer. So fun fact, there aren't very many yarn events in the summer. I guess that's because it's warm outside. I do know that there's a lot of yarn crawls in the summer, but yeah, so I don't have a lot of yarn events during the summer. So so it's a little bit of a break. I'm not really knitting for those events, except I am because I need to make things for Flock in August and Rhinebeck in October. And yes, I did just kind of spoil the fact that I am going to Rhinebeck, which is really exciting. I've never been to Rhinebeck before. Anyway, sidetracked. So, okay. Let me see. Can I show you in the bag? Maybe. Okay. So this is the main color. This is going to be a pop and lock shawl. So it has, I guess it's kind of a shawl cowl thing. It does seam in the back, and so it will be kind of like the Grid Gambit thing, but it lays a little bit flatter. It's a little bit of a different shape. So this is the black yarn. It's from Sea Change Fibers. And then I'm going to use these minis. Let me see if I can show you more of them. I'm going to use these minis that I got from A Skeiner Darkly at Yarn Crawl. And I'll probably only use like half of each of them, if that, because it says that the contrast colors aren't very, don't use very much yarn. So I will adjust it. But I think that's going to be really cool. I'm really liking black with like the accent colors, the bright accent colors lately. And so I think that's going to be perfect. So that leads me to my last future projects. So I'm having a really hard time not taking this with me on my trip. But the reason I'm not is because it's not started, like, at all. And sometimes when you start sweaters, you have to like switch needles, or the cable's the wrong length, or things like that. And I have taken projects like that on trips before, and it does not go very well. So I like to take established projects, or projects that I know are going to be simple and not have issues. And there's no point in bringing a third project that I probably won't get to work on. So, I'm hoping that I can get this going though when I get back from New York, and then I can take it with me to H&H. But these two are the first of my gelato cardigan, which is my Taylor Swift yarn from Pastely Knits. And she is going to be at Rhinebeck, and we got really excited the other day about me getting to show her my gelato cardigan in the Taylor Swift yarn, but that means I have to actually make it. So, it's 6 colors. It's very long. But this is the first color. This is Cruel Summer. And then this is the second color, and it will fade into this one. And this is But Daddy, I Love Him. And I'm thinking that these 2 colors should be enough for the raglan, for sure. And then I have to figure out what I'm doing about the sleeves and how I'm going to split the sleeves colors and whatnot, because that's going to get a little complicated, because I'm a little OCD about the fact that the colors should match. And so, I'm going to need the sleeves to match the, body color combos. And so I don't know if I don't know how to split that the right way. So I don't know if I need to, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Knit a few rows on the body and then knit the sleeves or something. I don't know. So I might have to work the sleeves at the same time as the body for this, because otherwise I might get really confused. Also, the body of this gelato cardigan is really long. It's probably knee length. So it's going to be longer than the sleeves. So I guess that is good news, that the sleeves will not be the whole cardigan. They'll just be the middle portion that you'll have to kind of split it across. So anyway, but yes, so that is that project. And those are kind of the things that I am thinking about working on this month and getting finished and whatnot. So yeah, I think that that's about all I have right now. I will make sure to come back and tell you all about my trips, because I'm really excited and they're going to be really fun. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good week, everybody.